Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Stash Report from the Stash Project, this being our April compilation video. If you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Hope you enjoy what you're watching. If you are, hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you're on board with us. Notice recently that a lot of our analytics are showing that views to our videos are coming from the algorithm or from suggested videos. So if you're seeing this because you're watching another plastic model channel and you happen to catch this, then please subscribe and ride along with us as we give you all of the most recent automotive hobby news. So we do these videos at the beginning of every month. This is April of 2021. Hobbycat says hello. Just a few things this month. Hasagawa, Aoshima, and Round 2. There are possibilities of other kits from other makers, of course, but as of right now, these are the, for sure, as it were, kits. It's sure anything could be in this world right now. It's possible that Round 2 will add more kits to their distribution list, probably 5 minutes after this gets uploaded, like they did last month, but in the meantime, we're going to go with what we have. At Round 2, two kits from AMT. First up, you have the reissue of the 1972 Chevrolet pickup. Now, this is basically the same kit as what is in the ramp truck, except without the ramp truck parts, and this is going to have a Coca-Cola tie-in instead. I know I just heard a whole hurrah of cheers off in the distance there. It's going to come with a 70s style Coke vending machine, as well as some of the bottle and crate things that have come in some of the other Coke livery things, and of course a sheet of decals. Otherwise, the kit is the same sort of 72 Chevy pickup that it's been the last several releases through the back end of AMT Erdl and through the Racing Champions era. And again, the whole 72 pickup truck is in the ramp truck as well, but if you didn't want to buy the whole ramp truck because you are, like me, offended by the ramp truck's impracticality in real life, this is an option as well. But, it is what it is. If you're tired of Coke kits, the licensing, what I've heard through the grapevine is it expires at the end of this year. Don't know if that's for sure or if they're going to renew it, but hey, that might be the end of it. But then, hey, everything will have a Nestle tie-in instead or something like that. So, I mean, I don't think there's a end to the co-branding. It may just be a different co-brand. The other kit is something I know that a lot of people have been anxiously waiting on, and it's the 1964 Oldsmobile Cutlass F85 convertible. This is, of course, the next in the series of backdated or reconstructed in this case, semi-new tool AMT kits. Now, the Cutlass Convertible has always sort of existed in situ, if you will, as a drag car that was done after the actual kit was done sometime, I believe, in the 1970s when it was modified permanently into what it has been. So this kit, to put it back out as a factory stock vehicle, as well as a drag and a custom, which is the way it came originally, they've had to retool an entire new body. It still does use the original hood of the of the kit, because that's still somehow the factory stock hood survived on the parts runners, but the rest of the body did not. It's also going to have a new custom front and rear bumper setup, or excuse me, the drag front and rear bumper setup. Those had to be recreated as well, and pretty much the rest of it carries over from the 1964 kit itself. So this will be, again, a semi-new kit. It's quite a step to create a new body for something like this, because first of all, it obviously has to fit everything that the old kit has, and then second of all, creating a body is really the most expensive part of a tooling. Creating a steering wheel and an engine block and stuff like that, that all is relatively, low cost. It's just the cost is involved in all of the parts, right? If there's 100 parts, you have to make 200 cavitations, one for each side of the part. Body tooling is usually 4 big pieces, or could be 6 if you're using slide molds, but it wouldn't be on something this old. And creating those 4 pieces, again, are the most expensive parts, because that's the big honka of the tool, really, to get that body up. So there will be, future versions of this. We've already talked about last week's video. The 64 Oldsmobile 442 will be coming, and then I also believe this will be one of many of sort of these reconjured original tools that we will see going forwards. We know of course, the 63 Nova wagon was a whole brand new tool from the ground up. This has a new body. The 442 is going to have a new body and some 442 specific pieces that didn't exist in the original 64 Cutlass hardtop, and then you have the International 4070A Transtar. That's a whole brand new from the ground up kit, and then the 64 Galaxy has been announced as being a Craftsman Plus kit, and Craftsman Plus didn't exist in 1960s. That's a new term they've come up with to describe what they did to the 63 Nova. So it'd be interesting to see what exactly is plussed about that 64 Galaxy. It's always been sort of a promo, unassembled promo type of kit, and it has been reissued as recently as the 1990s, I believe. I don't think it got a round 2 or Racing Champions era reissue. I'd have to go look for sure. I do know that I remember seeing it in a AMT 90s era box. But be that as it may, be interesting to see what they're going to do with that to make it better. Maybe throw headlights and taillights in it. That's what, like they do with a Nova. Well, I don't know. It's pure speculation. They don't know for sure. But be that as it may, again, there's at least 4 more of these sort of kits in the future. And again, we'll see what the future holds with stuff that we don't even know about yet. Over to Hasagawa, they've got a few releases for the month of April. They're going to do the next version of their Nissan Skyline R32. The brand new toolkit for that is going to be what they're considering to be the early versions. It's going to have the non-Nismo front bumper, the non-Nismo side wheel spats, and I believe a different set of wheels as well, and a few other bits and pieces to make it a like an 89 GTR rather than the 92 that it came out of originally as. Then you get the Bluebird 4-door Atessa late version. So this is the Bluebird 4-door Bluebird tool that most recently has had a couple of rally versions done of it. Back to civilian form, and this is going to be a late version. It's going to have new wheels, a couple of other bits and pieces in there as well, new bumpers, new taillights, to convert it to the late, sort of the end of that generation spec. Then you get a reissue of the Lancia Stratos HF in the 1981 Tour de Corse, second place finishing Chardonnay team. Chardonnay was one of the privateers that Lancia ran with Lancia for many, many years. That's a new set of decals for that venerable old rally kit. And then you're also getting a reissue of the 1975 Toyota Celica in the Ghia Race of Macau winning livery, you may recall, with that big banana yellow car. That was the first Ghia Race of Macau Celica they had done. All of this base kit exists, just like that one. It was just a reissue of an existing tooling with a new set of decals, and at least this set is going to be the winning car. So there's that. You get a reissue of their Nissan R91CP Group C car, and this is in the 1991 Japanese sports car prototype series YHP Nissan livery. So this is sort of the missing car out of all the R91 CPs that they've released. This is the team car that had not been released yet, so I don't believe there's any new parts to this kit. It's just, again, a new set of decals. Then you're going to get a reissue of the Toyota 88C kit with its 1987 specs, which basically requires you to cut the wheel well out of the back of the model kit body. And this will be in the 87 shakedown for the sort of the preseason test version for the Japanese sports car prototype series. So new set of decals, basically. It's a very, very limited set of decals, just says Toyota and a couple things thrown on it on a white car. And then you're going to get a reissue of the 1963 Volkswagen Type 2 microbus, and it's going to be what they're calling the full interior version. So it's going to have some PE added to it, some resin parts added to it, and this is going to give it the ability to open the side doors and have an interior inside of the van that is much more robust, if you will, than the actual plastic kit. So another one of these high detail kits. So they've released the Toyota 2000 GT with an engine, and the Mazda Cosmos with an engine, and the R89 with an engine, and this is another sort of version of that, except this really doesn't have, I don't think it has the entire engine in it. I think it has some engine parts because the back hatch opens, but I'm not sure it's completely and totally technically an entire Volkswagen engine at that point, but a number of parts added to it. It's, again, another one of these sort of $60 price kits. And then lastly, we have a reissue of their Skyline R31 race car. This is going to be the 1988 European Touring Championship version of Nissan Team England, and this specific car will represent the 6th place finishing car at the 24 Hours of Spa in 1988. So the 24 Hours of Spa getting a little more love. It's a very interesting entry. The 1980s, you think of 24 Hours of Spa right now, and it's mostly, to most people, a GT3 race, because it's been that way, or a GT1 race if you want to go a little bit back. But back in the 1980s, it was like a everything kind of race, any kind of touring car. The BMW 635s, they ran in it a bunch. The Jags ran in it, and of course, the Nissan Skyline R31 made a brief appearance. They didn't have a great season in 1988. The Team England car, it got close to this sixth place high point a couple of times, but they didn't enter a few races, and they mechanically failed several others. So rough season, but it's an interesting car nonetheless. Over at Aoshima, in the the new kits for this month, which are just these just minorly tweaked box arts that they're doing for the model car and tuned model car line. You have reissue of the 89 Nissan Sima Impulse 731S, reissue of the 1984 Nissan Silvia S12. Could also be built as an S12 Gazelle. That's an old IME tooling, I believe. Reissue of the 68 Nissan Silvia. It is factory stock and police versions. That, again, is another old IME tooling. Reissue of the Hojo Rin R32 Initial D kit and the Takahashi Ryosuke FC3S RX7. Those are basically kits that already exist. They're going to be reissued with the anniversary box art. And then in the supercar line, the new supercar line, the old supercar line, this was number, let's see here. Why don't I see it? The big ugly car. It was 21. This will be kit number 10 in the new supercar lineup. And that is the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, and it's going to also have available for a PE set. So that would be another one of the Lamborghinis that as of yet had not been reissued again, and hadn't been run in a little while because it was waiting on this reissue, so that'll be coming back out. And then in the just restock category here, restock of the 91 Suzuki Cappuccino, restock of the 91 Nissan Terrano, which of course is the Pathfinder here in the United States, reissue of the 2005 Toyota Alphard, reissue of the Liberty Walk Liberty Works Skyline Police, the police tribute car, reissue of the Liberty Walk Liberty Works Skyline 4-door 2015 car. That is the race tribute car for the original Skyline Racing Series from the first Japanese Grand Prix. So it looks like a race car with big fat over fenders. And then a reissue of the Liberty Walk Nissan GTR R35 version 1 and the Liberty Walk Nissan GTR R35 Universal PE set. There is a PE set that will go to all of the Liberty Walk R35s, regardless as to which kit you buy and which year they represent. They have a couple of different winglets, a couple of different wing support systems, and then the meshes are different for the different grills and things like that, but it covers all of the kits regardless. And then the 20-inch wheels, we got a reissue of the Leonhardt Bugle, the SSR Walford GT03, the fabulous Various MB5, the Traffic Star DTX, and the Garson DAD Zuglin wheels. And 16-inch wheels, you get a reissue of the Daytona Muscle Magic ATC steel wheels. And 14-inch, you get a reissue of the Heart 5, the Shadow 5, the Mark 1, and the Star 5, which are wheels that are used in the Grand Champion Series, which we will start seeing come back in, I believe, June. Yes, in June. So reissue of some of those wheels going into the Grand Champion Series again. The Salvinos doesn't have a kit this month because the 73 Dodge Charger and 71 Dodge Charger are not technically out yet. If you belong to the Salvinos Model Club, the one you get mailed a kit every month, then you have gotten your 73 Dodge Charger, but as of yet they're not in full retail sales. It is possible that this month we will see some new kits. I said that last month, and then they all got pushed back. But again, the 2013 Chevy Cruze, the Audi Quattro S1 1986 Olympus Rally kit, those were supposedly for sure coming out in March, and they didn't. Now they're scheduled to come out in about 5 days. We'll see if they come out or not. And then the M8, which was also supposed to come out last month, has been pushed back to the very end of April. So again, we'll see if that actually shows up or not. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's still a few Revell kits that are sort of floating around out there that haven't come out, like the 76 custom Chevy van, but again, they're not really on a review. They're not really on a release schedule. That's just sort of it shows up when it shows up kind of thing. So if it shows up, we'll let you know. If not, well, maybe next month. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys on the other side.